Buying a home can be an exciting and pretty much overwhelming experience. But with a little preparation, some good guidance, you can make that process smooth and pretty much successful. Welcome to our guide for first-time home buyers. In this video, we're going to walk you through everything you're going to need to know as a first-time home buyer in the state of Florida. Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Mike Lavoie. I'm a realtor with Dalton Way Real Estate here in the beautiful Tampa Bay area. If you're thinking about moving to Tampa, give us a call. We would love to talk to you. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a couple minutes, click on that button down below, subscribe. We'll let you know when our next video comes out. So we're going to talk about Florida. If you're looking at another state, the process is probably similar, but check with a realtor that works there locally. I'm licensed in Florida. Don't really want to know what happens in New York. So before you begin your home search, it's important to research the Tampa housing market and gain a better understanding of what's out there and what's available. Where you want to be located, where you want to live. It's going to depend on a lot on where you're working, if you're still working. What type of commute are you looking for? Do you want to be downtown or close to downtown, out in the suburbs, close to the beach? Where you want to live is going to be partially decided by the price of your house. Near the beach or South Tampa is going to be a lot more expensive than living out in Wesley Chapel. We need to discuss the average home prices, the most popular neighborhoods, and what to expect in terms of the home inventory. Before you start scheduling home showings with your realtor, you need to get pre-approved, not pre-qualified, and yes, there's a big difference. Getting pre-approved is the first and probably the most important and crucial step in the process. There is no sense in going out looking at homes if you're not qualified to buy that home. There are different types of lenders, and they have different fee structures. They also have different rates. Your realtor should be able to discuss the options with you. They could probably give you 3 or 4 names of lenders that they've used before. Getting pre-approved is a fairly easy process. Most of the lenders have an online portal where you can upload basic financial information. They're going to need information like your income, how long you've been employed. They're going to need your social security number, and they will do a hard pull on your credit. If there is a co-applicant, a house, a husband, a spouse, whatever, they're going to need to give the same information. Scan your pay stubs, your most recent tax returns, and your bank statements. You're going to need to upload them to that lender system. That process should take about 24 hours before you get a number back. That number is going to be the maximum you will qualify for. So let's say it's $500,000. There is no rule that says you have to spend that amount. You need to work that into your budget to figure out how much you can actually afford. Obviously, you want to eat, maybe buy gas, and you've got to buy a car. These are some of the more common expenses people look at with a budget. But in addition to those, you need to consider insurance on the home, property taxes, maintenance on that home. The larger the home, the higher all those are going to be. Now that you have a number back from your lender, you can choose a realtor, assuming you haven't already done that. There are a dozen ways to find a realtor. Picking someone you know as a friend might be a good start, although sometimes working with a friend can be the end of that friendship. Talk with 3 or 4 real estate agents. See if you get along with them. Yeah, you're going to have to like that person. You're going to be in close contact with that person for a long time. If they treat you like crap now, it's probably not going to get better in 2 or 3 months. Don't go with the one that just says they have experience or knowledge. Do some research. I hate to say the name, but Zillow lists almost all realtor sales for the last 2 or 3 years. If they've been the buyer or the seller's agent, what types of home they've sold. You're probably not going to want to go out and work with somebody who's sold nothing but mobile homes if you're looking for a high-rise condo. Check out their numbers. People in my industry, I hate to say it, they tend to exaggerate their abilities. So you got your numbers, you got your realtor, we're ready to start shopping. This is actually the fun part. Kicking doors. Most people buying a home start looking for the home on the internet. It's something like 75%, 80% do. You're probably one of them. And that's good. A long time ago, the only information you get from a house was maybe driving by it, seeing a sign, look in a newspaper, or from the local agent. The internet has definitely made house hunting much easier. Most realtors have a website that's tied to the local MLS. Some of them don't. They use one that's supplied by their broker. And then, of course, you've got the Z word, the Z company, Realtor.com, Homes.com. I mean, there's a dozen other that provide listings. Most of them are on a real-time basis, some are not. That said, it's a great place to start when you start talking to your real estate agent. You might want to discuss a list. Actually, there's two lists. One list is the have to have in a home, like how many bedrooms or how many bathrooms, do you need a garage, things that you have to have. The second list would be a list that says, you'd like to have, maybe a larger lot, a community clubhouse, a pool. With that information, you and your realtor can begin selecting homes to go see in person. More than likely, you're going to see several homes, so take notes. Better yet, take pictures and notes. Trust me, 4, 5, 6 houses down the road, they all tend to run together. Making the offer is where you're going to lean on your realtor quite a bit. Making the offer involves determining a fair price for the house and completing the paperwork, submitting the offer, and negotiating on your behalf. A good realtor will put together a comparative market analysis, the CMA. The CMA will include 4, 5, 6 houses in the immediate area that match or come close to matching the home that you want to make an offer on, which have sold. Based on those comps, your realtor is going to come up with an offer price. Along with the offering price, other negotiable items can include the inspection period, the escrow deposit. There are other contractual terms that need to be settled on. It could also include things like you want to include in the offer, like washer and dryer, a particular light fixture, maybe curtains that you liked. All of that stuff needs to be included in the offer and agreed upon by both parties. You can't go back 2 weeks later and add stuff. Florida has different types of contracts or offers available to use. There's a standard FAR and the FAR as is. They're probably the most common. Of those two, the as is probably the ones most often used. There are a couple of subtle differences that I'll explain later. I'm going to assume the as is was used for your offer. The offer itself can consist of several documents besides the offer. There are normally several disclosures or supporting documents that have to be completed and submitted. One document that is normally always included in the offer is the pre-approval letter you received from your lender. The seller is going to want to be sure that you can afford the house before they take it off the market. Your realtor will complete the documents and get them to you for signature. Usually this is done electronically, but not always. Once you sign them, your realtor would forward them to the seller's agent, who will then meet with the seller to review your offer. The seller has a couple of options. One is to basically dismiss the offer altogether. In Florida, the seller is not required to respond. He doesn't have to say yes or no. Pretty much rude, but it does happen. The offer is always time limited, just in case. What I mean is that the offer is normally good for a certain amount of time, usually 48 hours, but it can be any date that is put on the offer. Another seller option is to respond no. As the buyer, you can then go back to the seller with a better offer or just move on down the road. The seller could also accept the offer as is. Normally, the seller will make a counteroffer. The counteroffer will be presented to you by your real estate agent, and you have some options. You can decline it, or you can make a counteroffer back to the seller. Really, the seller wants to sell, the buyer wants to buy. In a normal market, an agreement is made. So your offer is accepted. This is where things start to happen quickly with several different people, several different moving parts. In the offer, it states something to the effect that time is of an essence. What that is saying is that you, as the buyer, need to get some things done in a timely manner. That timely manner starts with the effective date. The effective date is very important. It is the date of the last signature or initialing by either party. That date starts the clock. The first date that's coming up is the escrow and the title company. The title company is who handles the legal aspects of the closing. processes the closing documents, and transfers the title and disperses the money to whomever is entitled to receive it. Escrow is the amount of money you agreed to give to the title company to hold as part of the offer. The title company will hold that money in an escrow account until closing. The escrow has to be received by the title company within an agreed upon number of days, usually 3. While all that's going on, you will need to schedule an inspection. Your realtor should be able to supply you with a couple of inspectors and inspection companies, but really you can pick anybody you want to choose. The inspection is going to cost you $400 to $500 and it will be one of the things you have to come up with and pay for up front. Yes, you want to get it. The home inspection involves checking out the physical condition of the home, the electrical, the plumbing, the heating and air conditioning systems. It's a visual inspection only. The inspector is not allowed to damage the house to take a look at whatever's in the wall. The inspection report will highlight any issues that the inspector finds. Usually they are color-coded. Green is good. Yellow items are usually things that need to be taken care of or followed up on over a period of years. They're usually normal routine maintenance items. Issues highlighted in the red, they can be problems. Those problems can range from minor fixes to deal killers. So what are we looking for is safety and structural problems. Issues with the roof, the HVAC are high on the list of concerns. Double tap circuit breakers, big issue. Evidence of WDO, that would be wood destroying organisms. It's a new term for termites, could be an issue. All homes, new or pre-existing, have issues. What we want to address are the issues that materially affect the value of the home. The buyer and the seller have agreed upon a number of days to get the inspection done and respond with any request. During that time, the buyer can hire any number of professionals that they want to do, that they feel necessary. You could do contractors, roof contractors, WDO specialists, electricians, plumbers. Those additional professionals may or may not be needed depending on what's in the inspection report. Before that inspection period expires, the buyer has the option to request repairs from the seller. Either form used, the standard or the as-is, has a time period for inspection. The as-is allows the buyer to request repairs where the standard requires the seller to repair. That's up to an agreed amount. During the inspection period using the as-is contract, the buyer can back out of the deal for pretty much any reason you want to and get your escrow deposit back. Once that inspection period expires, you're pretty much locked into the deal and you're not going to get your escrow back without a fight. Also in this period, the buyer needs to submit a formal application for a mortgage, usually within 5 days of the effective date. Remember, the time of his essence things, it applies here as well. The buyer has to submit any documentation the lender requires in a timely manner. Over the last couple of years, it has become a non-issue. Once upon a time, buyers had to locate, make copies of their documents, and then deliver them to the lender. In the modern world, most of the documents are transmitted electronically to a secure site the lender has set up. The lender will order an appraisal. We have nothing to do with that except wait for the final number. If the appraisal comes back at a value or above value, we're good to go. But if the appraisal comes back below value, we have an issue. Below value means that the appraised value is less than the offered price. Your lender is not going to loan you more money than what the appraisal value is. So we head back to the seller. The seller can either lower the offer price, tell us to go pound sand, or the two parties agree to another offer price. Most sellers will reduce the price. Most sellers, not all. If both parties cannot agree, the deal is over. Buyer gets back his escrow deposit and goes down the road. In the background, while all this is going on, the title company is checking on several things. They're going to find out if there are any liens against the property, problems with the current title. It's a whole list of things that can prevent the transfer of the property. The buyer will get a title commitment with any of these issues that need to be resolved. The seller gets a copy as well because they have to solve them. Normally, there aren't any, but. Well, we've gotten down the road about 45 days now. The title company, they've done their part and can transfer the title to the buyers. The buyers have finally received a clear to close from the lender. That clear to close just means that you can have the money. Everybody's happy, and a closing date and time have been scheduled. Happy days. A couple days before the closing, the buyers will receive what's called an ALTA. The ALTA will contain all the financial information about the transaction, who gets what, and how much. Buyers and sellers both get a copy. The day before the closing, the buyer needs to wire the cash, what's called cash to close amount, to the title company. The title company rarely accepts checks anymore, never cash. They also never change banking information during a transaction. Wire fraud has become a problem if you don't pay attention. Actually, we make you sign a document that says we told you it's a problem. It's that important. Before you wire any money to anybody, call the title company. Use the phone number that you've used in the past. If you don't have one, call your realtor to get it. Hackers like to send out email that looks just like it came from the bank or the title company with fake phone numbers, fake routing numbers, and you don't want to deal with it. The day of closing, you're going to need to bring identification. Driver's license is fine. Plan on spending close to 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours there. The first 30 minutes, you're going to be signing a bunch of documents. There's loan agreements, change of title. Okay, so there's a big stack of paper. The rest of the time, you're going to be there waiting for your lender to verify the documents are all signed and in good order, and then fund the transaction. It just means that they're going to wire the money you borrowed to the title company for disbursement. Once the title company has received the loan amount, you are good to go. You're going to get your keys to your new home, and you're now a first-time home buyer. We hope this guide has been helpful by preparing you for the home buying process. Remember, buying a home is a significant investment, but with careful planning and the right team on your side, you can actually find your dream home and enjoy all that Tampa has to offer. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. The phone number is down on the screen. Thanks for sitting down with us. Hope you have a great day.